What is a first Central Bachata class like? Let's first talk about the moment before the class. I know the time before going to my first class, I sometimes feel anxious. For some people it's no problem, they're very comfortable with people and they just race out to do the next fun thing, but other people might worry about, will other people like me? Will I be good enough to dance? Am I talented enough to dance? And it's normal to have all of these concerns coming up because you're kind of putting yourself out there, taking a risk, trying to learn something new. And the good news is that once you come to class, a lot of the things will be taken care of. For example, we rotate partners in class. So usually people stay in their roles, but you get to dance with everyone of the opposite role. So you naturally get to know different people. A lot of people enter a dance class feeling like they have two left feet. And the thing about the classes is that you learn dance. You don't have to come in already feeling like you're talented at it. There's actually a lot of technique and exercises that give you the sense of being talented. So it's perfectly fine to show up. So let's say you walk through all of maybe your hesitations of coming to class. You actually show up. I like to be there a little bit early so I can talk with students who are also there early. I like to get to know your dance background, your motivation. If there's studio space and time, I like to do a little evaluation dance. Maybe like half a song, we dance together and I get to see, what you already know, what would most help you to learn next. And that way I can customize a class more.
Sure.
Then once the class starts, a common format is that there are warm-ups. In a warm-up, all the students kind of stand by themselves, spread out in the room, and the teacher's up front. And it's a little bit of a lead-follow situation. The instructor will do some movements and patterns, and as a student you copy them. And if you don't get it, there's no problem. You just maybe the next time get a little bit more, the third time a little bit more, and maybe the next class. Nobody cares. Everyone's extremely focused on, what they are trying to do. What I like to do in these warm-ups is, for the first song, to do a movement-based warm-up where I'll start with very simple movements, maybe just a chest movement, and then it can already be challenging for someone new because you might not be used to moving your chest separately from the rest of your body. You might not be used to moving it to music, and so just getting that experience of, my chest arrives here and there's a beat in the music. Beat can be a lot. And then as I see students kind of doing well, I'll add maybe a shoulder roll into it. Or maybe it's just time to switch to something else, and so we these very basic movement patterns and make it more and more complex. The goal is to work up to central movements, as body bass, booty rolls, and those kind of things. In the second warm-up song, we do usually footwork. I start the footwork really easily with just maybe a weight shift side to side. So a step tap. And eventually, as I see students pick it up, we'll build into the standard basic patterns of bachata and eventually more. It's very much adjusted to who's in the room, how people are doing, so you don't have to stress. When we start the actual class, I usually work on a specific technique. Recently we did, for example, turning technique for an entire class. Before that we did neck rolls for a class. And to work on a technique, I usually break it down into exercises. So it helps you develop the skill through different exercises. Towards the end of the class, we more and more do it in a partnered way. So we do partner work. And then at the end of the class, there's usually a demo dance. I like to do the demo dance with another student.
Right?
The thing is, you can see a lot of really awesome dances on Instagram with really good dancers. But something else, if you see one of your peers dancing and seeing how they can apply the technique to actually do a lot of sensual bachata moves. And it's motivating because, like, hey, it's someone like me who can do this. So, like, I'm probably ready to do it as well. And then at the end of class, I'm always available for questions or chatting outside of the studio. Sometimes students stay. Sometimes if there's a social dance happening nearby, we walk together to the social dance and put what we learned into practice.